I'm about to give you a cheat code that nobody knows about that has accurately predicted every single explosion in Bitcoin's price. And you won't believe what it's saying right now about Bitcoin. Now I have a question for you. Do you want to know when to buy and when to sell? Do you wish you had more free time? Do you wish you had extra income? Do you wish you could make 5 times more in this bull run? I have exactly what you need. Right now, introducing the largest ever discount on my courses in 6 years, a ridiculous 75% off, but only for a limited time. My courses will change your life forever. My courses are exactly what you need in your life right now. If you say my courses are expensive, I agree. My courses are expensive and they'll take about 10 minutes per day, but you won't find anything even close to the quality or the results. If you say to me, I want to sign up, but I want to wait for more profits and I'll sign up later. You could do that, or you can sign up now and make 5 times more in this bull run. If you say to me, well, I'm thinking to buy your courses or take that money and invest it into Bitcoin. You could invest it into Bitcoin, or you can sign up now, invest in yourself, invest in your education, and make 5 times more than you would have by just investing in Bitcoin. The answer is easy. Imagine 5 times more money stacked in front of you, all extra money. You really want to throw that away? Go sign up right now. And on top of that, imagine what it would be like to leave the job you don't like, to have multiple streams of income and do it all on your schedule. I've had a lot of students do exactly that after my courses, and I want you to be next. Largest ever discount in 6 years, 75% off. This is exactly what you need. Put your foot down. Go sign up right now. CryptoCrewUniversity.com. CryptoCrewUniversity.com. This is the day you've been waiting for. Now, let me say this real quick. When you go to the checkout, some of you are going to see this where you can add it into the cart. This is a bank robbery. Over $6,000 of value for just $687. This is a steal. You click right here, you add this bad boy to the cart. This is an incredible offer that's going to change your life forever. CryptoCrewUniversity.com. Let's jump into the video. Here's the cheat code. This is an incredible chart. I absolutely love this. It has so many benefits to us. But down at the bottom, we have the Traders Dynamic Index. And what I want you to look at is this red line. The red line is referred to as the fast line. I also want you to pay attention to this orange line. This orange line right in the center is our average line. It's our median line. If you look at what's happening here, you can see the middle of the band is the orange line, kind of that median line. The red is our fast line. I want you to pay attention to these two. In the Traders Dynamic Index, when you're on Bitcoin monthly chart, things start to become abundantly clear. And if you remember, 98 days ago, I said Bitcoin's price is going to move sideways for about 100-ish days. And it's going to be very boring. The volatility will be very low. It'll be the calm before the storm. It's phase 1 of the bull. And it's not likely we're going to get above 31,000. Here we are 98 days later, all of those things are true. But we had one cheat code. We said, if this cheat code happens, where this red line gets above the orange line, that is when Bitcoin will have its next huge move. But until that time, it's not likely Bitcoin will get above 31,000. Now that was 98 days ago, and it seemed a little bit crazy to say that out loud, but it was purely based on facts. There was no emotional tie. It wasn't what I was hoping was going to happen or what I thought was going to happen. Who cares what I think is going to happen? And absolutely, who cares what I hope is going to happen? Those things are completely irrelevant. They belong in the trash. What's more important, what are the facts in the chart saying? And the facts in the charts were saying, well, and you saw in our last video, it's likely we're going to have 100-ish days of sideways action, knock it above 31,000, very low volatility, and this will be the calm before the storm. When does the storm happen? It happens when this fast line holds support on this orange line. So if you go back to 2016, we had our market bottom, which again, if you look at the past chart, 2016, we had our market bottom and we held resistance at our prior support zone. So this prior support zone became our resistance, and then that resistance became our next support zone. The market moved sideways for about 180-ish days at that point. So that's 2016. When the market moves sideways for 180-ish days, everyone's biggest question is, when the hell are we going to have a move up? Well, it happened exactly when we started to hold this red line as support on this orange line. As soon as this red line started to hold support on this red line, that is when we saw the next increase in price. And the next increase in price was a fairly large move during that time period. It was about almost 100% move after we held this line. So the market went sideways for almost 200 days, doing absolutely nothing, being completely boring. It was the calm before the storm, and then it shot up almost 100%. And it built structure right on top of our prior resistance. Okay, so that prior resistance zone during that boring period became the support zone for that next period. And the period happened with our cheat code as soon as this red line crossed. Our fast line is the one we are concerned about, this red line. We're looking at this red line in the Trader's Dynamic Index. And then we fast forward to 2020. We had this red line cross through this green. The green line is the slow line. The red is the fast. We crossed through this green, which said, hey, we're going to start to see a rally. When you look at this red line cross through the green, that's when we started to really see that rally. Once we had that, and we covered it back here on our channel way back in January. We said, hey, phase one of the bull has started. According to this chart, according to our cheat code, we said in January with this chart right here that it's likely phase one of the bull just started because that red line crossed the green. Now that the next phase of the bull will start when this red line goes through the orange. And the market until then will be very boring. It'll be very boring and methodical. It could even be 100-ish days more. The answer is this red line. When it holds support on this orange line, that's when the magic happens. So we go back to 2020. You could see the red line crossing the green, which said, hey, phase one of the bull is now. Time to really pay attention. Wake the hell up. Prices started rallying. They rallied out of control. We got rejection from this orange line. Okay, so that's why prices never got above this price. It actually never got above this price for about 500 days, right? You can see here, this price here of 13,000, almost 14,000, we did not get above that for the next 500 days. Why? Because for the next 500 days, we held resistance at this orange line. We didn't start to rally until this red line held support right on the orange line, and it happened right here, and that's when we finally exploded in prices. That was an enormous explosion in prices, and it only happened after our fast line in the Trader's Dynamic Index held support on our median line, this orange line. So we start to study what's happening today, and we start to understand, okay, as soon as this red line crosses the green, that's the beginning of phase one of the bull. Happened here, and it happened here. It happened for us in January. So before phase one of the bull, Bitcoin was at roughly 15,000, and after phase one of the bull, we're at 31. So we're right on course. The next thing we need to watch, like a hawk, is this red line, the interaction with the orange line. One thing to note is that in all of Bitcoin's history that we have in front of us right here, which is many years in front of us, Bitcoin has never approached the orange line and just got above it as support on the first try, right? Our first try was here. It was a failure. Then we went back here, and our second try really worked. So how about 2020? Our first try was a failure, and then we came down to here, and our second try worked. So far, it took 2 tries for Bitcoin to really get to that next explosion in prices. Now, can we say it's going to happen the same way this time? No, but we can say that it took 2 times the other time, and we've got to watch it like a hawk. You can see where we're at right now in terms of our red line and our orange line. Our orange line is starting to point down, and our red line is still pointing up. So we're going to have a meeting here in the next couple weeks to couple months, and what we don't want to happen is a failure like our first try here, or a failure like our first try here. You can see this failure was large, but we do have another layer of cheat code, because in 2020, we had a rejection from this level and a plummet back down to our base. So is Bitcoin gonna fall all the way back to $15,000 or so? Our answer is in this chart. Okay, if you look at the middle of our chart, right, these lines, this red line needs to stay above the green in order to avoid catastrophe of falling back down to 15,000. So we've got to watch this red line staying above this green line. You can see back in 2020, we crashed down. 2019, we crashed the red line through the green, which is why prices fell all the way back down to our base. You could see this red line here. You can see in 2015, the red line stayed above. So we methodically rose in prices, step after step after step. We did not crash all the way back down to our base because this red line stayed above the green. So far, our red line is staying above the green. Great news. Which means it's not likely that we're going to repeat 2020, that it's more likely that we will repeat 2016. Either way, we still have to wait for this red line to cross the orange line here. That means we're going to be facing our next leg up. Until that point, we need to remain level-headed. We have to understand this is the calm before the storm, that it's not likely we're going to get above 31,000 until our red line crosses the orange. But until then, it's time to put your trades in, and it's time to figure out how you're going to make substantially more money in this bull run, because there's a lot of money to be made, but you have to remain level-headed. You've got to have a strategy. You have to have a strategy. And again, there's no better strategy to get you on the right track than my courses. Nothing. There's nothing like my courses that exist out there. This is more than 20 years of my knowledge condensed down into easily understood steps. And by the way, I'm available 24/7, 365 with email. If you have any questions about a trade setup when you take my courses, I'm available any day of the week, any time of the day. Customer service is number one for us. So if you want to know when to buy and when to sell, you want way more free time, you want to make 5 times more during this bull run, there's nothing like it. This is the largest discount we've ever had on my courses in 6 years, 75% off. Do not miss out. This is a limited time only. Go to cryptocrewuniversity.com. Again, that's cryptocrewuniversity.com and sign up right now. I can't wait to see you on the inside. This is the moment you have been waiting for. I'll see you on the inside, and I'll see you right back here. We're going to try to do a third video today. We're trying to go crazy, so trying to do a third video today. Hopefully I see you in a bit. Peace and love to the fellow underdogs.
I was just investing my money, throwing it into the abyss.
That's a pretty good amount of money.
I was losing bad.
Tens of thousands of dollars.
I realized that I definitely didn't know enough.
I decided to start taking his classes.
And now with Steve's plan, I'm up 32,000.
It was just a totally different experience for me.
What I spent on the course times 3.
I've been staying disciplined.
And you learn to do it without emotion.
I'm appreciative for this course. It really works.
Don't be scared. Take the leap. Do the courses. It is amazing. It'll change your life. It changed mine.